Michael Deibert is a journalist and author who's covered Haiti for 25 years. He joins us from Baltimore in the United States. 1 year on, why is so little known about the assassination of Haitian President Jovenel Moïse, and why has there been this complete failure to arrest or even identify those behind the killing?
Well, certainly, I think Jovenel Moïse's partisans would say it was because this extremely complex multinational plot to take his life involved a lot of powerful actors in Haiti who are not interested at all in seeing justice done, and many would include the current prime minister in that.
So does that mean there will never be any justice or accountability in the case? Of course, it's not just about those who carried out the killing, it's those who were also behind the financing of it.
I think what a lot of people in Haiti would like to see maybe is something similar to what we had after the assassination of Rafik Hariri in Lebanon, some sort of international body to look into this. I think there's a consensus that in its current constitution, the Haitian justice system is too compromised and too susceptible to political influence. And I think a lot of people feel that this investigation that's going on in the United States, the United States has also historically had its own interests in Haiti. So they might like to see something that looks a bit more objective to them, I think.
Is it on anyone's radar, though?
No, I mean, it's very accurate to say that the president of Haiti was hunted down and murdered in his own home, and the international community did nothing about it.
Why?
Well, I mean, Haiti has been, I think treated, rather mistreated by the international community for a long time. And I think this is a continuation of that. I mean, whether it's Haitians drowning in the Straits of Florida or sitting in Reynosa or Matamoros in Mexico, there's this idea somehow that, Haitian lives aren't as important as, say, American lives, which I think is a really repellent idea that needs to be pushed back against.
And they're drowning because they would rather risk their lives than to stay in a country where they're struggling to eat and struggling to survive. How is the government handling these challenges, which seem to deteriorate? It seems to get worse with each passing year.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of people would say that the current government is in league with some of the armed groups that are currently, destroying the capital. I mean, the situation, which was already terrible, when Jovenel Moïse was killed, has gotten worse. And now you have the southern part of the capital and the northern and eastern parts of the capital basically completely taken over by these different warring armed gangs that they demonstrate a force of arms in the street far greater than that of the official security forces, for sure.
Why is it getting worse? Why are the security forces or, what exists of the government struggling to crack down on gangs and reduce the huge rise in kidnappings?
I mean, as I said, I think a lot of people would say the government is not trying to crack down on the gangs and is, in fact, has a modus vivendi with them, as do, I should say, a lot of other political actors in Haiti. I mean, unfortunately, this is a phenomenon that started basically in the early 2000s, and since then has metastasized to infect the whole body politic. And now many of the political actors in Haiti have their different armed groups. I think what's really confusing is why the international community, the United Nations, the U.S., France appear to be giving, a carte blanche to the Henry administration to behave the way it's behaving.
So there are security forces in place. There is a prime minister, but no one's governing the country, and the politicians use gang violence as leverage against each other.
Yes, and I mean they use the great Haitian academic Michel Rolfe-Trouillot referred to it as state against nation, and I think that's very much the situation we have here now. The kind of the apparatus of the state, such as it exists in Haiti anymore, is aimed at the people rather than attempting to serve them and to better their lives.
Michael Deibert, thank you very much.
Thank you.